The Exaralite Admiral's compound eyes flickered with anxiety as he watched the holographic display. 300 warships hovered in the upper atmosphere of what his species had designated as Conquest 119, what the native vermin had once called Earth. Impossible, he chittered to his second. No signal for 2 centuries, and now this? A bright point of light had appeared at the edge of the solar system, quickly resolving into a massive vessel, unlike any in their records. It bore no weaponry they could detect, yet its very presence sent waves of fear through the command center. "Hailing frequency open," announced the communications officer, mandibles twitching nervously. The hologram flickered, revealing a human face. The Admiral had studied the extinct species extensively during officer training, a required course on Know Your Conquered. But this human looked different. Stronger. More confident. "This is Captain Elara Chen of the Terran vessel Homecoming," the human said calmly. "We've returned for our planet." The Admiral's exoskeleton rattled with what passed for laughter among his kind. "Your kind fled centuries ago. Earth belongs to the Exaralite Empire now." "You misunderstand," Chen replied, her smile never wavering. "This isn't a negotiation." The Admiral signaled to his weapons officer. "1 human ship against our fleet. Obliterate them." 300 Exaralite vessels opened fire simultaneously. Energy beams powerful enough to shatter moons converged on the human ship and passed straight through it. "Interesting weapons," Chen remarked, as if commenting on the weather. "Our ancestors might have been vulnerable to such things." The science officer's voice trembled. "Admiral, scanners indicate the human vessel exists partially in another dimension. Our weapons cannot." "We evolved," Chen continued. "When we left Earth, we were refugees. But the stars changed us. We learned to fold space, to exist between realities. We're not the humans you studied in your histories." The Admiral slammed his appendage on the console. "Launch the planetary defense grid." From the surface of Earth, massive cannons emerged from hidden bunkers, targeting the Homecoming. Chen sighed. "Those will be equally ineffective, but I appreciate your dedication." Before the cannons could fire, they began to sink into the ground. The entire defense network collapsed, as if the planet itself was swallowing it. "What is happening?" the Admiral demanded. His planetary officer's voice quavered. "The terraforming systems. They're reverting. The Earth is remembering." On the view screen, Captain Chen's expression softened. "When we left, we seeded the planet with dormant nanites. Earth has recognized its children have returned." The Admiral's compound eyes swiveled between the failing defense systems and the implacable human. "What do you want?" "We want to come home," Chen said simply. "Your empire has 3 standard days to evacuate. Any Xaralite remaining will be incorporated." "Incorporated?" the Admiral repeated. "Earth remembers what you've done to it," Chen explained, her voice taking on an edge. "The nanites remember too. They're quite hungry after their long sleep." As if to emphasize her point, a minor officer screamed. The Admiral turned to see the officer's exoskeleton melting, transforming into something else, something with a distinctly human silhouette. "The air," the science officer gasped. "It's saturated with microscopic machines." Chen nodded. "We've improved on our biology over the centuries. These days, we consider the distinction between biology and technology rather primitive." The Admiral backed away from his dissolving subordinate. "This is genocide." "No," Chen corrected. "It's evolution. Your people can choose to leave. We're giving you that chance. But Earth belongs to humanity again, and we will not be leaving. Not ever again." The Admiral knew then that the Exaralite Empire had made a terrible mistake. They had conquered many worlds, subjugated countless species. But in driving humans from their homeworld, they had forced them to become something far more dangerous than they could have imagined. 3 days, Chen repeated. I suggest you use them wisely." The transmission ended, leaving the command center in silence, broken only by the soft sounds of nanomachines beginning their work. The Admiral gazed out at the blue-green planet that had housed his people for generations. For the first time in his life, he understood true fear. Humans had returned to Earth, and they couldn't be stopped.